questions.
You've talked a lot about the grit of those veterans that you brought in, Jonathan Simmons, Aaron Aflalo. I mean, you saw it there in the second half. How happy were you with the way they kind of pushed you in that second half?
Yeah, well, they helped. You know, they helped. The momentum was kind of going Miami's way, and you know, those guys came in and impacted the game in a real positive fashion. Sims with his effort, you know, the chase down block was probably the play of the night, but just made a lot of will plays and kind of figure it out type of plays. And even in the huddle, he's talkative, you know, trying to get us to change our momentum. And you know, Aaron Aflalo came in, hit a few big shots late. You know, he's a savvy player, and you know, we're excited to have him back in the Magic uniform. And those guys were important in the win.
We were asking you about the transition game in the shoot-around this morning. How effective was it tonight? How do you evaluate it?
It was effective. I thought it was effective early. One of the things I was talking about in the timeout was, you know, when they went on their run, you know, we can't let that impact our pace, which it clearly did. You know, we were taking the ball out of the net each time and walking it up, trying to call plays, and that's not what was working for us early. So, you know, it's a tough thing to sustain for 4 quarters, you know, in the ebb and flow of a game, but it's something that we're going to continue to emphasize.
Coach, what do you feel is the biggest challenge with Miami tonight? They had several big hitting scorers out there. Your biggest challenge?
Well, we had to get the 3-point line under control in the first half. You know, 9 threes in the first half is going to get you beat if you allow that to happen again. And they made 0 in the second half, I believe. And you know, so we did a better job there with the containment. And you know, this is just guys being out there figuring it out type of game.
Frank, a year ago when you played Miami in the preseason, it was really ugly, and tonight you played really well. Does it just show the continuity, things you've talked about, how much further along you are now?
Yeah, I think continuity is part of it, but you know, I think the style of play we were playing last year, as big as we were, was a challenge against, you know, it's one of the best driving teams in the league, and you know, being smaller hopefully helps us match up with them. You know, that's why we've done it, because it's not just Miami. You know, it seems like the whole league is playing this style of play. So you got to have speed. You know, you got to be able to contain the basketball.
Defensively, what did you see shift a little bit in the second half compared to the first half? Like you said, the nine 3-pointers were a big emphasis. Did you change anything to the scheme or point anything out to get?
We tweaked a couple of things at halftime, but I think we just, you know, understood where we were getting beat and had more urgency to it. You know, we tweaked a couple of things scheme-wise, you know, that may have taken away a couple of them, but I think it was just about urgency.
Is the team still kind of getting their defensive legs under them, where they need to be, how they need to play? Or?
Yeah, but I'm fairly comfortable with where they're at, you know, right now in terms of being a 3rd preseason game.
You called that timeout there at the end. Were you just trying to avoid a 5-second or the side out of bounds?
Well,
Jonathan?
You know, Jonathan's a 19-year-old kid and inbounding the basketball, which is, you know, his position, inbounds in that situation. But, you know, what we preach in those situations is a safe only inbound. When you have a timeout to advance, you know, a lot of times you can just get it in without having to burn a timeout. And you know, I just told him, I said, if you got something safe and easy, we'll take it. If not, we'll just use the timeout and advance it.
Teaching point for him.
Yep. Yep.
Going good? All right.
Okay.